What's up, guys? This is everyone's favorite Austrian, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, bad impressions aside, what's up everybody? This is Jet Desert Fox. Welcome to another episode of Straight Out of the Box. This is the video series where I get a gun straight from manufacturer or retailer, open it up in front of you, and give you my honest opinions. For most of these guns, it's the first time I've ever shot or held them, so these reactions are genuine. Today we're going to be looking at the Novritsch SSG24 bolt-action sniper rifle. Now this gun can be found exclusively on Novritsch.com along with all of his other crazy accessories. This is probably one of the most expensive airsoft rifles on the market right now, coming in at around 530 euros, which equates to roughly $615. Now with that high price point, one would expect a very high quality gun, and the Novritsch SSG24 boasts all of that according to Novritsch's social media. You'll see that he's constantly doing a lot of quality control by physically flying to Taiwan, checking every batch it seems like, and then flying back to Austria to make more videos. So that's some dedication to quality. The gun does come with its very own hard case, which is what's here in front of me. It says Novritsch SSG24 on the front, and let's open it up. Okay, inside we've got a manual with, let's see here, it's got a nice introduction, signed by Novritsch. Okay, we've got a safety guide. If there's anything wrong with it, it's got an email that you can email Novritsch at, or his customer service. And on the rear of the manual, we have the general safety guidelines. And oh man, if you have not seen this thing yet, it's quite it's quite ridiculous. But I think he made this way just to be as ridiculous as possible. Despite his super serious demeanor, he is a pretty funny guy. Tons of memes in here, so if you're looking for some fresh Novritsch memes, this is, yeah, get your hands on this catalog. All right, let's get some of this other stuff. Wait, what are these? Oh, I thought these were just, I thought this was just styrofoam in here to keep the gun in place. These are actually BBs. Oh, didn't even realize that he was gonna send some BBs with this. So I've got some Novritsch 0.40 gram BBs. See, we've got some 4.6s. Holy cow, pretty dang heavy. So I've got 3 bottles of 4.6s and 1 bottle of 4.0. That is a lot. That is a lot of BBs, especially sniper BBs. Holy moly. Okay, along with the BBs, I've got 3 spare magazines, and looks like there's another mag inside the gun. Okay, so I've got 4 magazines in total. Definitely should be enough. Also inside, I've got this nice package filled with some patches. Looks like a speed loader and some washers and a bucking. I'm not the greatest tech, so I really don't know much about physically working or teching on guns. I'm pretty good at troubleshooting problems on the field, so I'm not quite sure what all these pieces are. Again, I'll have to look it up. And I also have some springs from Novritsch. We've got the 180 spring and the 140 spring. Let's see what this equates to FPS wise. So we've got a 140 spring, which is roughly 490 feet per second with a 0.20 gram BB, and a 180 spring, which can achieve 593 feet per second with a 0.20 gram BB. All right, that might be a little too high for most American fields. The M140 spring is probably the spring I'll need to put into this gun. Next, the gun itself. So behold the Novritsch SSG24 bolt-action sniper rifle. Start from the front. We've got our federally mandated orange tip. This looks like it's just, oh no, this is actually like a giant orange tip. We've got his signature fluted barrel. The hop-up is here at the front. Let's see how that clicks, actually. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's great. That hop-up's really good. It's a little hard to adjust, but you kind of want that, especially when it comes to a precision type gun like this. You're gonna want that hop up not to be very loose and jiggle around. this, like just kind of tapping it like so, it's not gonna move. You really gotta forcefully give it a click. And the other nice thing is there's a very positive clicking and a lot of force that needs to be done to actually move the hop up. Again, which is good because you don't want to bump this around and then the hop up be unadjusted. And then you're just kind of shooting all over the place. Okay, moving further up the gun or down the gun, however you want to look at it. We've got our Picatinny rail for scopes. I believe each one has its own unique serial number as well. Got some more orange on there. This is the California mandated orange adhesive that has to be all over the gun, only just in California. This is not a federal thing. And we've got the butt stock and the butt plate, which is adjustable. On the rubber part, you can see it says Novritsch. Very nice touch. Going back down the stock, we've got sling attachment points here at the front and the rear of the stock. There's two at the front. I'm assuming this is for a bipod. And we've got, going back to the rifle itself on the flip side, we've got our bolt and our safety. So biggest thing with sniper rifles is how easy it is to pull the bolt back. Now I've fired an SSG24 that was someone else's, and the bolt the actioning on the bolt was pretty smooth, but I want to feel one that's straight out of the box. Now, one of the problems though is I don't know what spring is in here, so I'm not sure if this is going to be a heavy spring or a light spring. We'll find out later though when I chrono this gun. So bolt, I'm gonna pull it back, forward, give it a dry fire. I'm gonna point this in a safe direction because I'm not sure if there's a BB in here or not. All right, well, nothing came out, that's good, for now at least. But the bolt action is smooth. I'm not having to just crank back or struggle trying to move the bolt back. It is a little hard, so probably the only people that would have a hard time moving this bolt back would be like a little kid. But I mean, an average person should be able to pull this back no problem. It's nice and smooth. It's not hanging up anywhere. It's not getting caught on anything. Let's see if the safety works. Safety does work. Put it back on fire. All right, nice. Now the gun does feel very sturdy. There's not a lot of creaking. I mean, there is a little bit of wobble here where the bolt is. You can hear it. And then I think something back here is wobbling. I think it's this though. But for the most part, the gun doesn't feel like it's gonna snap in half. As you can see, it's a very long gun. And sometimes when you get very long guns like this, one side tends to feel like it's gonna separate from the other, or maybe the stock and the barrel assembly will come undone. It's not the case with the Novritsch SSG24. This feels really solid. Taking a look inside the chamber, everything looks very nice. There is a little bit of oil here on the bolt, which is great since all of the Novritsch SSG24s are coming from overseas. They definitely need to have a lot of lube on them so they don't get dried up on the boat ride over, or plane ride, however the heck it's getting to you. One of the things that I noticed with the older SSG24s from a recent Milsim West game where I borrowed an older SSG24 from Swamp Sniper, is the magazines tended to jam up and they didn't feed correctly. At one point I did have a problem with the magazine actually just going into the gun, so let's see how easy it is for this magazine to go in and out. And then later, when we chrono, we're gonna test how well it feeds. So magazine goes in. All right, it's in there. What's great is there's a spring inside of the magazine and it pushes it out. There's no having to like dig into the magazine well and dig the magazine out. See if I just use one hand, see if this thing comes popping out. There we go, cool. So if you do have to reload in a hurry, all you gotta do is simply hit the magazine release, which is kind of recessed into the mag, and these mags fly right out. Awesome. Oh, that one didn't fly out. That's okay though. It did come out enough for me to be able to physically grab it and take it out. Oh, this one didn't pop out either, but that's okay. The magazines, once unloaded, don't stay recessed into the gun. They pop out enough where you grab it yourself and reload a new magazine. Cool. There's not really much else to cover on the outside of the gun. It has a very basic function. It's a bolt action. Pull the bolt back, feeds a BB to the chamber, squeeze the trigger, action the bolt again, rinse and repeat. Let's take this gun outside, chrono it, and see how well the action works. Okay, so I've got a speed loader, this little thing which I believe is the speed loader specific for the Novritsch SSG24 mags. Let's try it though. All right, so I'm gonna push this thing down, the spring down, insert this over the feeder, and insert this, and yep, this is definitely to help load the magazines. Cool. That was definitely the speed loader. So now let's chrono it. Okay, we got our fully loaded mag, we've got our sniper rifle. Let's just test fire to make sure this feeds smoothly. So magazine goes in, action the bolt, see if we can hit our target. That was a miss, but the gun did fire. The hop up is a little high right now. There we go. That missed. That hit. Okay, so the action is really smooth, which is nice. Haven't had a misfeed yet. Let's take the magazine out. No BBs have fallen out or anything. Let's put it back in, shoot it some more. All right, that last one was a miss, but no misfeeds and no jamming, so no problems. Once again, the action of the bolt was very smooth. I didn't have to jerk it. I didn't have to really put a lot of force into it. So far, firing is really good. Now let's chrono it and see how hard we're shooting. Okay, in the gun, I've got Elite Force 0.28 biodegradable BBs. The chrono is set for 0.28. Let's take our first chrono shot. 479 feet per second at 2.62 joules. Okay, shot number 4. Or shot number 3, I'm sorry. We skipped a shot because we were not recording. 473 feet per second and 2.6 joules. Okay, and final shot. Woo, 480 feet per second at 2.683 joules. Okay, now for the burning question that I'm sure all of you want to know. Is this gun worth the price tag? Yes, yes it is. It totally is. And here's why. Now, if we follow the timeline in which Novritsch has been using sniper rifles and actively promoting them, it was the VSR-10. Then we moved on to his tuning kit, which was sold separately and had to be installed either by you or by somebody else, which obviously that costs money, whether you're doing it yourself or you're paying someone else. And then we have his final production of the SSG24, which is a culmination of what he's learned from the tuning kits and what he's just bringing to the market outright. Now, for this gun to be built by a technician, it would probably cost you around the same amount of money, especially when it comes to parts and labor. Labor, if you're not doing it yourself, being the most expensive part of the build. With the SSG24, you're already going to get the high quality labor and skill put into the sniper rifle at the upfront cost. So yes, this gun totally is worth the $615 price tag. We've got a high standard of quality. Everything in the gun functions well, as opposed to, say, a build that you have a friend do or another tech that does it, where he's got to take a bunch of either proprietary parts or non-proprietary parts, throw them into a sniper rifle, and make sure that they all work together, which sometimes isn't always the case. With the SSG24, we're on like the 5th or 6th batch now, and so the process in which to make these guns at their high standard of quality has been almost perfected. Now, let's say you can't afford that $615 price tag. There are a number of beginner sniper rifles at a lower cost, and quite honestly, if you've never airsoft sniped before, that is definitely the route that you should probably take, starting with the lower end sniper rifle. If you come to find out that sniping isn't your thing, you haven't spent a humongous chunk of money on a gun that you don't like, and then you can either make that lateral move to maybe a semi-automatic sniper rifle or just a regular AEG. That's gonna wrap up this very brief, straight out of the box on the Novritsch SSG24 bolt-action sniper rifle. Definitely stay tuned for gameplay with this gun very soon. As always, this is Jet Desert Fox, and I'll see you on the field.